Hi friends, in this session we study about the probability. We study about the basics of probability and we define what is probability. The word probability or chance is very commonly used in our day-to-day conversation, and generally people have a vague idea about its meaning. For example, if we come across statements like probably it may rain tomorrow, or it is likely that Mr. So and so may not come today for taking class, and the chances of team A and B winning a certain match are equal. So all these terms here, you see the possible, probably, likely, etc. convey the same sense. So look at here on a screen, I explain you what is probability. So the probability is equal to number of favorable outcomes over number of total outcomes. So look at here, if you have coin, look at here, this is a coin, this is our head of the coin and this is our tail of the coin. So what is head and what is tail? I explain first. The head where any picture is shown on the coin, the face where the picture is called the head, and tail where the amount of the currency is written is called the tail of coin. So this is our head and this is our tail. So if I toss a coin, so we have two possible outcomes, or we have the sample space look like this. We have a sample space one head and one tail. So we have the sample space of head and tail. We have two possible outcomes here. So if I want to know the probability of getting head, because I bet on head and the coin is being tossed, so I would like to get head. So what is the probability of getting head? So here I write down A be the event, A is the event of getting head. So we have to find out the probability of A. So we could write in this way. Probability of A is equal to we require head, so the favorable outcome is head, which is only one here. So we write down, instead of our favorable outcome 1, look at here also again I explain the first number of favorable outcomes over number of total outcomes. So look at here, number of favorable outcome is 1 and number of total outcome you see head and tail 2, so which is 2. So the probability of getting head is 1 over 2. So here it is the probability of getting a head. Now we see the probability of getting tail. So let's we see, let B is the event of getting tail. So probability of B is equal to number of favorable outcomes. We have one, only we have one tail here, and the total outcomes are 2, so it is also 1 over 2. So we are getting the probability of getting a tail is 1 over 2. Now if I think the probability of getting head or tail, now the probability of getting head or tail. So let we assume that C is the event of getting head or tail. Now getting head or tail, either it may be head or it may be tail. So we have two favorable outcomes. We have one head and one tail. So we have two favorable outcomes here, head and tail both. Probability of C, the favorable outcomes, we have two head and tail both, and the total outcome are also two. So we get here is equal to 1. Now we see, now we want the probability of the event neither head nor tail. Now the probability of getting neither head nor tail. Let D is the event of getting neither head nor tail. So the probability of D here you look at here, we have two sample space, head and tail, neither head nor tail, it means we have no favorable outcomes. So we will write down here in our favorable outcomes 0, and the total number of outcomes we know that it is 2, so we get here 0. So look at here, we have seen here that the probability we have got of getting head is 1 over 2, and getting tail is also 1 over 2, or getting head or tail is 1, and neither head nor tail is equal to 0. So the 1, which is the probability of sure event, so it is the probability of sure event. This sort of events is called the sure event. 100% it should be happen, and if there is 0 of probability of any event, then it is called the impossible event. One more thing I would like to explain here, that the probability always lies between 0 and -1. 0 is smaller than or equal to probability of any event is smaller than equal to 1. If it is 0, then it shows the impossible event. If it is 1, it shows the sure event. So now we see some more examples of some other sort of events. Now friends, we study about the compound event, and now we are taking 2 coins. If we are taking more than 1 coin, it would be a compound event. If we are taking 2 coins, 3 coins, 4 coins, it would be compound event. So here first I explained with this picture. Here you see, if we toss 2 coins simultaneously or respectively, so we get this sample space. Either it would be head head, it would be head and tail, tail and head, and tail tail. So how we get the number of total outcomes of the compound event? So I explain you first here. Total outcomes of compound event is equal to total outcomes of simple event to the power number of events. Number of events. So look at here, I explain you this in brief. We know that the outcome in a simple event of a coin, simple event, if there is only one coin, how many total outcomes would be there? So we know that the total outcomes of a single coin would be 2, head and tail, and the number of events, how many coins we are tossing simultaneously or respectively we are tossing. So 2 power 2. So we are getting 4 outcomes. In similar way, if we are tossing 3 coins, so what would happen? Look at here. If we have 3 coins, then 2 to the power 3. We have the total outcomes of the simple event is 2, the number of events is 3. So 2 power 3 is equal to 8. So 8 outcomes we would get there. So in this way we could find out the number of total outcomes of compound event. Now if we are tossing 2 coins, the sample space we would get here S is equal to head head, head tail, tail head and tail tail. So you would get here, total outcomes 4, because here you see the total outcomes are 4. So head head, head tail, tail head, tail tail. Now we see some more examples relating to 2 coins tossing. So I explain you here. Later, A is the event of getting a head, one head. So look at here, we have one head here and here. In 2 places we have one head only. There is 2 head and there is no head. So we have 2 favorable outcomes here. So probability of A is equal to 2 over 4. The total number of outcomes are 4. So we get here 1 by 2. Now we take another event B. Let B is the event of getting 2 heads. So to get here, probability of B, we see how many favorable outcomes are here. So we have only one favorable outcome, 2 head. There is one head and no head. So we get here 1 over total number of outcomes are 4. So it is 1 by 4. We have to find the probability of no head. Let C is the event of getting no head. Then we have only one option where no head, tail, both are tails. So we get the probability here. Probability of C is equal to 1 over 4. So one more example we are taking here. Let D is the event of getting at least one head. At least one head means it may be 2 head also, because we have 2 coins, so we will get maximum 2 heads. It may be either 1 head or 2 heads. So how many favorable outcomes we look at here? So we have 1 head and 2 heads. So we have 3 favorable outcomes. So the probability of D probability of D is equal to 3 over 4. So in this way, we could easily find out the probability of compound events through if we know the sample space of those sort of events. Now, so we have to find out the compound events of 3 points. So we know the total outcome would be 2 power 3, which is equal to 8 total outcomes would be there in compound events of 3 points. So we see the sample space. Either we could get head 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 or head head tail, head tail head, tail head head, tail tail tail, tail tail head, tail head tail, head tail tail. So look at here how many we are getting here. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 outcomes we have. The total outcomes are 8 and 8 we have. Now we see one event here. Let A is the event of getting 2 heads. So we have to find the probability of A. So we see 2 heads here, 2 heads, 2 heads and 2 heads. There is no head, there is only one head here. So we have 3 favorable outcomes and the total outcomes are 8. So it is 3 over 8. Now another event we take. Let B is the event of getting at least 1 head. So look at here, at least 1 head means it may be more than 1 head, it may be 2 heads, it may be 3 heads also. So look at here, 1 head, there are 2 heads and 3 heads. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So probability of B is equal to 7 over 8. If we want to know the probability of no head, let's see the event of probability of no head. Of getting no head. So look at here in sample space, there is only one option we have where we won't get any head, tail tail tail. So there is only one favorable outcome we have. So we get the probability of C 1 over A. So in this way we could find the probability of the compound events of 3 coins. We could find out the probability of compound events of 2 coins and we could find out the probability of coin where we get the simple events. Now in next session we study about the dice and playing cards. Thank you.